Congrats, Coach. How
Thank
good
you.
was it to see your guys pull one out that it wasn't necessarily easy, even though the Pistons record might have suggested it would have been an easier night?
I'm extremely proud of our guys. We talked about it earlier here in the press conference, but that's a hard team to play against. They play hard. They don't give up. They junk up the game, so to speak, and they're physical. So it's a really good win for us. Despite their record being whatever it is, like that's a team that, they come on your home floor. You want to try to take care of business, but at the end of the day, you respect how they play and how well coached they are.
We talk about the bench so often and the heart that it shows. It seems like it was Naji tonight. What did you see out of him, and what did you like about what he brought, maybe even coming to the defense of his teammates?
Yeah, Naji was great. That's a part of what he does. If guys are out there trying to be physical and, I won't say illegal, but, not the best play, he's going to take up for his teammates. And that's what we're about. We cover for each other. We're not out there trying to hurt anybody, but we're not going to stand for people coming on our home floor or on the road and, bringing a level of physicality to us. We want to take it to teams. And so, we're all with Naji on that. Now we want to make sure we maintain our composure, but sometimes those things happen throughout the course of the game. But as far as Naji's play, he was fantastic for us off the bench, rebounding the ball, guarding guys, knocking down shots. Huge night for him, and we needed every point and rebound that he brought for us.
Yeah, I think you said earlier this season you haven't given Naji anything. He's earned pretty much everything he's gotten. What's his approach just like in a day in and day out basis for you?
It's the same as most of our guys. He's a work type of guy. He has a work mentality. He comes in, watches his film, gets his treatment, and he's on the floor getting his work in, and we're seeing it over and over again. All of these guys that get an opportunity to play, they're stepping up big for us. And it just continues to build trust with our team. So it's a blessing to have the high character that we have in our locker room.
Zion had the 29, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, a block. What do you think about all the ways he impacted the game tonight?
Amazing. Zion just continues to impress not only myself but his teammates. Once again, especially coming off the injury that he had, he's getting better and better as the season progresses. Another huge night for him, and more importantly, it's leading to wins for us, and so I'm happy for him.
As a coach and as a former player, how important is it to have that kind of a guy on a team like Naji, who is going to be the guy who kind of steps in and takes care of the dirty work, and if somebody's stepping up for teammates and things like that in that instance?
All the good teams have them, guys that when there's some stuff going on the floor, they're in the middle of it. And Naji is that for us. But him and Jose, they're like that in practice. They take up for each other. They take up for their teammates. And they don't do it in a way that's dirty. And so, those are things that we talk about. We got to have each other's backs. And tonight was no different.
As a coach, how do you balance? We saw Naji get pretty heated in that moment. How do you balance keeping him in the game at that point and kind of trusting him to keep it on the floor and do what he was supposed to do and not, get another tech and get out the game?
Well, it definitely comes down to trust. And we trust all of our guys that they understand the importance of taking up for a teammate but maintaining your composure enough to stay in the game. Sometimes technicals happen. We don't like them, but it's a part of the game. We don't want to pick them up in the fourth quarter where it eliminates our opportunity to win games. But our guys do a great job of protecting each other. Detroit, they're a physical team. I don't think they were out there doing necessarily anything illegal, but that play is dangerous for Z. He's strong, physical, and when he powers up and you don't make a play on the basketball, that's really dangerous, and that's kind of what we saw.
How important is it just during the journey of the season for a young team to show that in the game where there's some physicality, some bodies hitting the floor, a little bit of talking, that you can keep your composure and still come out with the win in the end?
It's important. We're going to get tested. Their teams understand that we're fighting for something big. They are too. At the end of the day, we got to keep it about the game, keep it about basketball, maintain our focus, and more importantly, execute, go out and win the game. That's the important part for us. So we can do all of those things, but we got to make sure teams doesn't take us out of what we want to accomplish, and that's a standard that we want to maintain.
And we always talk about how Jose is the same all the time. Was it funny just to see him on the bench holding his ribs and still running out on the court, still talking to guys, still doing the same thing he always does?
Yeah, I didn't see him on the bench. I was so focused on what was happening on the floor, but that's Jose. That's who he is. Thank God he was okay. Nothing serious from what I was told, but he brings a spark to our team, and we just want to continue to stay connected, continue to trust in each other, believe in each other, and go out and put forth the best effort every night.
Coach, what were your immediate thoughts when you saw Jose go down? Because the whole team, wrapped around them on the court.
My immediate thoughts were quick prayer for him. We need him. We want him to be healthy, and he's having such a great season. We don't want anything to derail that. So just praying for him, hoping that it wasn't serious, and thank God it wasn't. We'll continue to monitor him over the next few days and see how he feels.
And the three-point shot really wasn't going. CJ struggled a bit again tonight, but you guys really dominate inside the paint. And in addition to Z, JV really had a big fourth quarter for you guys. Can you talk a little about his performance?
Yeah, I think that's the beauty in our team is we can win in multiple ways. At least early in the season, we're winning in different ways. There's games where, we're knocking the three ball down and we're playing to great mentality. Tonight was an ugly game that we had to win ugly, and JV was huge for us. We had a brief discussion about it before shoot around. His impact on the game was going to be big. Z's impact, and when it's all said and done, we know we can get to the paint, go finish, or get to the free throw line.
Yeah, Ali mentioned CJ third straight game where he struggled a bit on offense. Just what are you seeing from him on the floor, and what can you kind of do to help him kind of get out of this?
Yeah, he's still kind of recovering from not feeling well, trying to get his rhythm, and CJ will be fine. It happened earlier in the season too, where he has some struggles, but he continues to work. He's a pro. He'll continue to come in, and I'm not worried about him at all.
Coach, Trey's shot is falling down. The 5 games that BI's missed, he's averaged 25 and 5, which is his stat line tonight. Can you talk about how you're going to try and keep that going once you reincorporate Brandon Ingram into the lineup? How you can keep Trey on this hot streak?
When he's open, just shoot the ball. When he's not, pass it or drive it. It's just that simple. When Brandon touches the floor, he may not have as many looks and opportunities that he has now, but when he does, we want him to maintain the same aggressiveness that he has.
Gotcha. And late in the game, 5 fouls for Dyson Daniels. Still subbed him in some of the defensive situations. Talk about the mindset and the thought process the coaching staff had to trust him in that with those 5 fouls.
Yeah, he's a young guy that we all trust. Defensively, he's been solid for us all season, so we trust him. We trust putting him in the game at the end of the game like that.
Back to the scrum for a second. Naji picks up the technical foul. New Orleans is kind of a weird city. We may not stand up for a basket being made, but we stand up for a fight and cheer. Do you think the team has embodied the mentality of the season? Of the city at any point?
Say that again?
Do you think the team has embodied the mentality of
the part before that? We may not stand up for.
We may not. The city may not. The fans may not stand up for a basket being made, but do you think they stand up for a fight? They stand up and cheer for a fight. Do you think the team has embodied that mentality of the city?
I think the team definitely embodies the city. Don't know if I necessarily agree with the city not cheering for a bucket, but I understand your point of view. Look, we're a work hard team, sort of like this city. We like to stay connected and stay together, like this city. We like to have a good time doing it, like this city, and we're not just going to take anything from anybody like this city. So if that answers the question, that's kind of, who we are.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Naji, what did you just think about the physicality of that game?
Beautiful, man. You know, that's my type of basketball right there. Nah, it was a good test for us, though. Definitely mad physical. We didn't have all our guys either, so it was just definitely tough, but great game.
Yeah, I mean, do you think part of like what you do is to protect, I don't know, like the Zions, the Brandons of the world when they play that way?
Definitely. You know, those are our best players, and we need them at all times, you know, to win as many ball games as we can. And, you know, anybody messing with them gotta see me.
I mean, obviously Jose goes out, but he's still on the bench. He's holding his ribs. He's cheering. I think he comes out and tells you something late in the game. What's it like seeing him just, you know, in that stage still doing what he can to be Jose?
Man, that's nothing. Like I said earlier yesterday, I'm with Jose every day, all seconds throughout the day. You know, I done seen some crazy things, but Jose is a soldier, man, just like me, and I think that's why we so close as friends and relate to each other so much. For real, ain't nothing wrong with him, but we gonna let him slide. Between me and y'all.
How important was it for you guys to be able to win a game like this that was kind of like a dirty, not a dirty game, but things kind of got slowed down and not maybe played at the pace you guys wanted?
Definitely a different look. I don't think we played a game this physical all season. You know, I know in practice, you know, when you know each other, you know, y'all beat up on each other and stuff like that. So this kind of remind me of training camp a little bit. And I think it was really good for us, you know, like Trey and Dyson, really seeing the physical side of NBA and getting kind of close to a playoff field.
Yeah, 17 for you tonight. What did you do just to get yourself going on offense and add something off the bench?
Staying mentally ready, you know, making those shots come from, you know, the day before, the work you put in or before shoot around and stuff like that. So just trusting my work.
Yeah, Drew mentioned the play where the shot clock ran out and Jose looked like he just made a beeline for you. Just how often do y'all have those moments where y'all holding each other accountable on the bench, telling you, hey, you got to shoot that, stuff like that?
Every single day, every little thing, you know that could get annoying, but at the end of the day, you know, it's a beautiful thing that, you know, the friendship me and my brother share, and I appreciate him.
Naji, did you guys look more to drive, get inside the paint because the three ball wasn't falling for you tonight?
I think just whatever works for us. I think driving and getting great looks after you get in the paint was working for us, and the three ball off the catch and shoot really wasn't working like that. So I think we need to get more into the paint, track more bodies, and get better shots. But definitely.
You know, you were physical tonight. Zion's usually physical, but a lot of people don't talk about JV and what he brings to you guys. I mean, I saw they had, Dereon and Stewart out there at a time, and he was still getting buckets for you guys in the fourth.
No, that's a big dude, man. That's all I can say. Kind of like Steven Adams, man. Just a big frame, strong guy. And, you know, he finishes when he get down there, offensively skilled.
Naji really needed the defense there at the end. Looked like you and Dyson had got together when he was checked in for some defensive substitutions. Can you talk about, one, how he's been picking your brain, and two, the defensive communication on this team? It seems to be better than usual.
I mean, Dyson is really good on defense, and a lot of things that rookies lack, he has. And, you know, he makes it easy. You know, we can switch everything. He can guard the point guard. I can guard the best player. He can guard the best player. So it just makes it really easy, kind of like Herb a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So all three of us on the floor, it would kind of be scary. I'm looking forward to it.
Gotcha. And this season, you've really had a chance to step up more responsibility and role in the offense. How are you getting comfortable with that still? Is it something you foresee going forward?
Watched a lot of film over the summertime, you know, on my mistakes and the reads I'm getting, you know, when I'm out there on the floor. And I feel like I took advantage of it, worked on it, and now I'm just bringing it to light.
On one of those last possessions, you were guarding Killian Hayes. Seems like you welcomed that challenge. Talk about what you thought. What were you going to?
Oh, I love being put on that island, especially when it counts with some. Please, come on.
I asked Willie, and I'll ask you, how does your mentality connect with the city? It seems like they kind of go hand in hand.
Just tough, you know. Every loss we take, every setback we have, we always bounce back, never give up. And I just feel like I'm tougher than everybody in the world, so that's just what it is. Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one. Sheesh.
Is Naji a good guy to have in your corner when it's a physical game?
What you think? Of course, that's my dog. I mean, that's what great teammates do. That's when you know you really have somebody special in your corner. Like, he didn't have to do that, like, but he did just because he's like my brother. So, great person to have in my corner.
Yeah, I mean, you just on a night-to-night basis, especially tonight, you just take a lot of contact. Like, you take a lot of blows. I mean, how do you deal with that mentally to not, like, let it shake you or anything?
Said in my post-game interview, and I grew up playing on a court called McLeod Park in Florence, South Carolina, and let all the adults tell you there, that's where you turn boys into men. You don't call fouls. You just you play through it, and I think that's what allows me to get a lot of like and ones or finish through contact because, if you kind of call the foul out there, you got labeled soft. So those experiences from when I was younger, I think really helped me keep my head cool like today.
When you go to the basket, we've all seen you hit the flex on guys if it's you're going through and finishing with contact. Tonight might have been the first too small I've seen you hit in a while. Is your flex just your too small for most guys?
They can take it how they want. But I'm gonna throw it up. And at that point, however they take it, that's on them. I'll let them decide that.
What led you to hit them with the too small tonight?
Come on, man, you was there.
I mean, I saw it.
What does he mean?
Sometimes I have to ask questions I know the answer to.
That's fair.
And you just have to answer it.
I mean, I think it was one of just those. I say it was Corey Joseph's on that one. It was just one of those fouls where you try to make the person hit the free throw, but I made the shot, and I kind of jumped up and looked at the bench and just. And sometimes that's not even in me to do that. Sometimes I just do it just to get my teammates going or just get the crowd into it, because all those little energy moments, they play a part later in the game.
Jose, obviously, he comes back on the bench after a rib injury. He's wrapped up, but he's still coming out, talking to you, talking to Naji. What did it mean for you guys to see him still being Jose even after all of that?
Jose is funny. When I came out the game in the fourth quarter, I heard somebody say on our bench, "Yeah, go ahead and close the game for us, Z." I said, "All right." Then I kind of thought, like, hold on, Jose, I thought you was in the back. What the? Hey, but that just showed what kind of person Jose is. I don't know. I want to say he got hit in his rib or somewhere, but he go down like that, has to go to the back, but he's right back out there just cheering the team on, and he's not faking that. I say it all the time. That's just who he is, and that's what makes him special.
How important are games like this where it's physical, there's some talking, close in the fourth quarter when you're trying to build towards the playoffs, right, and the team building process, just going through experiences like this together?
Games like these, when I say games like these close games, it can go either way at the end. These games mean a lot, especially for placing later on in the season when it comes to playoffs. So when we get wins like this, that's big for us. Like that's big for this team.
And another 20-point game for Trey. Just what's it been like just seeing his development offensively, the way he's contributing, not just the threes, but doing a little bit of everything on offense?
Trey played 35 minutes. Man, I feel like he just kept getting fouls. But man, Trey is Trey. Now that I don't know why people didn't see it before, but Trey's a special shooter. So when you have a shooter like that on the court, when you're trying to rush out there to close out, Trey's been putting the ball on the floor, getting to the basket, and creating for other teammates there. That's just been adding to his game and allowing him to get even more space when he wants to work. So watching Trey's development, just like I say about Dyson, just kind of unfold right in front of your eyes, I'm just glad to be a part of it.
See, what makes Willie such a great communicator? It can be hard for coaches to say the same message over and over and not have it almost get stale. What is he like? How does he keep y'all so locked in?
I think it's just his delivery. I think how you deliver something really kind of gets the message across. When Coach Green, when he talks about certain things like staying disciplined and, wanting to be great and wanting to win games, people got to think about it. Last year, even though I was on the court, we started the season off not too hot. But even during those moments, he said the same message: keep fighting, keep fighting. So for us to see him do that during those times, we know that it's real when he's saying it when we're winning as well. So I think that plays a big part into it.
Hey, Zion, looking ahead to Friday, obviously last season you didn't get a chance to play and get to sit on the bench and watch that series, but what is it going to mean to you to get a shot at, to play in this playing against Phoenix these next 2 games?
Yo, you're instigating. Yo, you're funny. I mean, I wasn't there. I wasn't out there on the court. You watching your brothers out there, and hats off to Phoenix. Phoenix is a great team. They've shown that. They've proven that. But, I mean, it hurt when I couldn't be out there with my brothers to affect the outcome of the game in any way. That was a lot to have to sit with during the offseason. Seeing your brothers, the emotions in the locker room after the game. People asking me, man, like, are you ready to come back? Or the drama I had to deal with last year regarding my injury and all that stuff. I was focused on, and I just wanted to be out there with them. So to get a chance to play against them, I mean, currently it's 1 game at a time. I'm going to lock in on the game plan, go over scout, and just try to get the win.
Over here, Zion, during the 5-game winning streak, there have been a few prominent players out. How did that influence your approach during this little stretch, and how do you feel like you've done, with the team winning these 5 straight?
I don't think that's really up to me to decide how I've done these past few games. I'm glad we just been on a win streak. But I got to thank my teammates and my coaches. When CJ was out and B.I. was out, my teammates looked at me like, all right, like we're depending on you. And, I mean, that trust does a lot for somebody. So to see them trust me, even though I missed all last season, it means a lot to me, and I simply just don't want to let them down.
Zion, to follow up on that, does this give you an appreciation of what B.I. went through last season when he didn't have the same kind of help?
Yo, y'all instigating tonight? Nah, I'm messing with you. I seen B.I. do that my rookie year. Even though I hadn't even played in the NBA yet, but I watched B.I. grow, and he became an all-star. So I've always appreciated B.I. I tell people all the time, man, like, that's my dog. That's my partner in crime on the court. When me and him on the court, I really feel like we can do some real damage out there. So, I mean, this experience didn't really do much for me because I already had that respect for him prior, from my rookie year.
Gotcha. And then on watching people grow, you just mentioned Dyson. He was getting subbed into the game, defensive situations, 5 fouls. Can you talk about just the trust and the respect and the appreciation y'all got for the youngest guy in the locker room stepping up in those big moments?
I mean, Coach say it all the time, not calling you out, calling you up. And I've been saying it in the past few post-game interviews. Each time his name gets called, his number gets called, he steps up. Even if fouls aren't really going his way, he doesn't complain about it. He just, all right, I'm going to make the next play. And I respect that a lot about him.
Based on the Phoenix Suns going against...
Come on, bro. I'm messing with you. I was just
about to ask. The Boston Celtics are up 30 right now. You guys have a chance to be in first place when you face Phoenix on Friday. How does it feel to, the mentality will have to change? You guys are the hunted, not the hunter anymore.
Man, that's a very it's a complicated answer, because I mean the West is so close right now. Everybody's within 2 games, 1 game. So I mean if we get number 1 on the West, I think it'll be a moment. But like I said in the previous question, one of my previous answers, we just looking to lock in on that scout, do what we got to do to get the win.
And I know everybody's been trying to get you in the dunk contest since you got in the league, but now Trey's trying to throw his name out there. How do you think he'll do if he got in the dunk contest this year?
If Trey is in the dunk contest this year, I feel like Trey, not being biased, just from what I've seen, y'all seen it too, so just saying, Trey would win. I think Trey would win, but I think from a realistic point, it also comes down to just making it on the first try and the finesse and power of your finish. And from what I've seen, Trey does that.
All right, thanks, Zeke.
No problem. You guys have a great night.